Hi everyone, this is a collective tarot reading for the Mercury Retrograde period, which will be starting right after the new moon in Sag and ending on New Year's Day. And it is aimed at light workers, so if you want more peace, love, health, and wealth in the world, you are who I'm reading for. So this is going to be a treat. I'm going to do a Kachina knife. So let's see what we have. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, as always, we have 3 oracle cards to the side. You can choose which 1, 2, or 3 resonate with you. We will do that after the tarot reading. So in the present energy, we have the King of Cups, the Hierophant reversed, and the 5 of Cups. Well, there's a lot of emotion right out of the gate. The funny thing is, given the cards that are flanking it, I'm not sure how to interpret the Hierophant reversed because, you know, this King of Cups is upright, so there's emotional control suggested, but there's the obvious sadness and disappointment of the 5 of Cups here. So let's see what brought us into this energy. Well, this is looking like a stress in relationships themed reading. Of the 4 cards that came so far, 3 of them are cups. So let's see what we have in the incoming. Oh, well, that's nice, honestly. And the advice cards, excellent, with the Tower reverse. That is so unsurprising given the cards here. I love this shot so much because I usually put the deck here, and I love this shot so much that I was going to put it there, but I forgot about the box. So I'm just going to move these over and put this here. I will stare at these cards for a bit and give you a sense. Ooh, it's crooked. Look at that. This should be better. Excellent. I gotta say, I haven't been doing this online tarot thing for that long, but this is still the first holiday season that I've read through where I'm starting to feel like I sound like a broken record, because the themes in this message here have been coming up a lot in my collective readings over this period, you know? And the thing is, it's tricky to give the message because this is a collective reading. And let me use the 10 of Wands reversed here in the incoming is the perfect place to jump off from for the point that I'm trying to make right now, okay? So, not to bury the lead, this 10 of Wands reversed in your potential incoming energy, you know? For some of you, it is opening up, having that conversation, bearing yourself bare to that person that you've always wanted to say that thing to. And for some of you, it's an unburdening of the people who've been holding you down and getting in your way this whole time, or for a while anyway, or whatever. And hopefully for each individual watching this, it's going to be clear which one applies to them. But this theme here, oh, and given this line that I pointed at, if I were to sum up the overall message of this is listen first and unburden later. I have the feeling that the meaning of the Hierophant reverse here in the middle of the whole reading is it's an invitation to be the student, to be coachable. And I think that given the fact that the king is upright here, right by the Hierophant, which I'm kind of reading. I'm reading all the court cards as different aspects of ourselves collectively, basically. So I don't think any of these are people. And the fact that this King of Cups is here, upright, standing firm, in control of his emotions, cool, calm, and collected in the middle of all these waves here, is like, hey, I'm just saying. It's a funny thing to, well, you know, I enjoyed saying that so much, I guess I'm gonna stick with it. So yeah, the whole I'm just saying thing, sometimes as reasonable as our perspective is, And as much as we're not coming from a place of reaction and emotion and shit like that, if the King of Cups was reversed, I would read it more that way. But he's upright, you know. But there is this sadness, this disappointment, this thing that's like, where were the good old days, you know? And I think that's something that would help to open the door towards this adventure and the divine relationships, let's say. There's so many more layers to the Lovers Reversed, but I don't want to get lost in it right now. But yeah, the whatever happened, whatever miscommunication has led to this is something that in order to, you might need to listen and really make sure that you understand the other person's perspective, which is the thing that I've been trying to say this whole time. Yeah, I have the feeling that they're, as reasonable as their position is, there's something that you're not getting that you don't even realize that you're not getting, which is what's making it so hard to get through the thing that you want to convey. Oh, and there's another factor to this, given that this is a collective reading during the holiday season. It's possible that whatever the good old days were for some of you, it might be something from long ago that running into these people again at that time of year might like bring to the surface again, you know? Those things happen all the time during the holidays, which is something I should have mentioned sooner, but I just wanted to acknowledge that. I've been thinking this whole time too. But yeah, it's so funny too when we look at the these two superpositions here, the King of Cups and the Knight of Wands, both upright, you know, standing firm, and we have the Five of Cups and the Lovers Reversed, you know. What I would say that the Lovers Reversed is saying in the supporting advice position is that be mindful of timing, and also be mindful of codependence. For some of you, given that this is a collective reading, this is one of the ways I read the Lovers Reversed. So I just wanted to throw that out there as well. Although I don't get that vibe like overall, you know. But yeah, it's a question of remembering what it's all about and remembering that whatever happened or whatever got in the way of this, to make sure that you don't sacrifice this for something, if it's not absolutely worth it, you know? For some of you, exactly. Is it a difficult conversation that you need to have, or is it a person you need to ditch? Now, ditching a person usually involves a difficult conversation. So you know, for people in those situations, it's kind of a double whammy there. But the bottom line is, I don't think it's, you know, it's either you or it's the other. Let's pretend that this is just a simple dispute between two parties, okay? So it's you and another person. Sometimes it's your fault, sometimes it's their fault. Sometimes it's neither person's fault, but just a silly thing that kind of led to shit happening. And like, each person has their own initial reaction, and they're kind of not really getting the other person's perspective, which is what's causing the thing to kind of linger on for longer than it should, you know. I'm so glad I came up with those words. This describes the overall vibe of this really well. For those of you, because I know I was really stammering at some point earlier, so for those of you who bore through that, thank you. But yeah, that's really the vibe. So it's just a question of clearing the air, but given this Hierophant reverse in the middle of the whole thing, I'm betting if you put a gun to my head and force me to bet, I would put my money on it's the person watching this video right now who is not getting something that they think they get, and they don't even know that they don't know, and they're so certain that they get it that they're not even listening to the thing that the other person has been trying to tell them for a while. And I would invite you to be open to that and consider that, because you might end up, you know, ditching the wrong wands. whether we're talking about people or, you know, secrets. So yeah, wow, that summed up the whole thing so well. It's difficult for me to add anything. And I wanted to open with this. The Tower reverse at the bottom of the deck here adds so little to the overall message of this that's why I've been ignoring it this whole time. I wanted to open with the caveat that I was going to ignore it, but yeah, that's why that happened. So yeah, I guess we're going to move to the Oracle card portion. So if you chose the Moon Oracle, your card is, Lunar Mansion 28, the Sleeper. My God, you can't make this shit up. All right, give me a second to contemplate this. So here's the deal, okay? There are 28 lunar mansions. So this is the last lunar mansion before the new cycle begins. So given the reading that I just gave, this is very obvious. Bide your time. Yeah, just bide your time. Given the reading, that should be pretty clear for you. If you chose the Oracle of the Golden Sun, your card is Inheritance. I really hate that word. I rarely read this card this way. What is this again? Saturn in Scorpio. Give me a second to stare at this card. The way that I'm reading this card is basically a vibe of, think of the big picture basically. Because here's the thing, and now I just remembered what I was going to say. So this is Saturn in Scorpio, okay? Forget the 8th house, where we're talking about Scorpio here. Scorpio is, you know, determined, unrelenting, just constant flow, and you're gonna get there. Just keep the goal in mind, no matter how long it takes, no matter what it takes, you know. And Saturn, you know, the boundary, the wall, so basically it's an invitation to focus on what matters, basically, and what matters might be the big picture or the ultimate goal. Yeah, that's the best way to sum it up. For the Tao Oracle, this is Stand Still. There we go. This is one of my favorite Oracle decks, and I hate this font so much. I go on this rant every time. This is I Ching hexagram number 12, and the words are alienation, a stalemate, stagnation, withholding, grinding to a halt, insensitivity, mistrust. Honestly, given the reading, this is this just feels like an exclamation point on the reading that I've been giving you this whole time. I don't know where the mistrust is coming from, but what I would say is, because that's the word that leapt out at me, like, given the reading that I gave, I think that's that mistrust strikes to the heart of what this card can add to it, which is why I am going to focus on it. So for the others, I'll reread the entire thing anyway. Alienation, a stalemate, stagnation, withholding, grinding to a halt, insensitivity, mistrust. I think for the mistrust part, and this is coming from someone with trust issues in general, so I get it. What if the other person wasn't an asshole or a moron or that kind, or evil or whatever? And I'm using the extreme words. I doubt it's that extreme for many of you, but to really make sure that you know, if there's no way that you would do whatever the other person did that caused this, you know, because in this example I'm only talking about two people, reminder. If there's no way you would do it, then why would they, you know? And it's not necessarily that they're crazy or an idiot, basically. Give me a second. All right, sorry. Something I had to hack up while speaking. And honestly, I swear to God, it annoys me so much when people do this. But I think that the timing of it is interesting. So I will take note of it and add that for some of you, I think it... to trust that the person won't be mean to you, because, you know, the way that I read my own hacking up, that I had to take a short pause, is one of withholding, you know, mistrusting that the other person won't be open to what you think that what you want to say to them, or something like that, or that they'll take it the wrong way. So yeah, just take that as a warning against that as well. So I hope that was helpful. If you like this video, please give this video a like. That was so surreal, but I'm on YouTube, you know. I hope you have a happy holiday season. I hope you enjoy this Mercury retrograde, okay? Make sure that you, oh man, I just realized nobody watches after the Oracle card portion begins. All right, take care.